Hello and welcome. Worlds Collide was last night. This is Japan, and we're gonna do a little bit of a card review. We do this for every major event and most of all wrestling that I cover, but this one was a fun one to be honest. I feel like I've really enjoyed this AAA WWE partnership more than the TNA partnership, just because I feel like the quality of matches and the quality of just like storyline feels better. Even though like it's just I think mainly because like a lot of it's just TNA and NXT and there's no really like main roster stuff. But this one is just a really crazy card because it's like there's so many WWE people here that you just like it's loaded, but like also the AAA people are getting this huge platform to a whole different audience that like a lot of people don't know any of these people. Like I know a few of them, but even like I feel like I'm pretty well versed in wrestling, but there's a lot of guys I have never seen in my entire life and I'll get to go see them for the first time and I feel like it's like brand new and I get to see all this new wrestling but also in a very familiar format of the WWE and all of what it does. So let's just jump into it. We started off with an 8-man lucha like showcase thing. It was basically Team AAA versus is mainly the LWO plus they had a mini, so it was two minis with maybe six regular guys just kind of having that tag match. Honestly, I was completely on board with a lot of this. This was just one of those fun matches. Like if you just want to see some high flying stuff and some really good spots, this was it. There was very little that I would say that I disliked about it. Obviously I think like there could have been some tightened up moves that kind of probably maybe doesn't want me to put it up in S tier. But the thing I like about AAA, and maybe this is something that they do with just WWE, but I feel like it's something that they've always done, is that there's a sense of like grunginess, and then there's also a sense of a little bit of comedy. So we get a little bit of comedy spots in a lot of these matches, and I think it adds to everything because it's just entertainment. So I really did enjoy this. I thought this was like stellar. I'm gonna put it in a solid A. It was a great way to start off the show, and honestly, the WWE people really got outshined, and which they still did amazing work. So I think that's kind of another good thing because it really shows what AAA has to offer. Also, I probably would say I want a little bit more La Parka. I like him a lot. He seems a really dope with it. Obviously his move set and his old like Danzig thing. I think it's just pure entertainment, and yeah, I want to see more of that. We don't get that as much in this match, but I think overall very little things that I would put lower. Then we get to the women's number one contendership match. It was Natalia versus is it I really learned how to say this the other day and I don't know how to say it now. Is it Faba Apache? But it was supposed to be the number one contendership match. This one was just kind of a weird pacing one. It didn't really feel like either of them really had like that chemistry to make the match just really like pop out. They kind of just went in there, did the job. It was two legends facing against each other, but I think that was pretty much what you'd bank on to be like, this is a good match. But I think overall, I just really didn't enjoy it. I'd put it down in D. I feel like there was a lot better things that they could have done here, and to especially showcase talent and stuff. I think it was just a little, just kind of not my fan, I guess. Then we had the tag team titles. It was Psycho Clown and Pagano versus the New Day, which I feel like pulling Xavier Woods off of this and putting Grayson Waller in it was kind of a bad idea because it's just such an iconic big tag team as the New Day. And I know Grayson Waller is like a temporary member or whatever, but like I'm just not liking that as like a full time storyline. I know they were trying to do it like Woods was hurt and that he had surgery and that he's not afraid of clowns, but actually be afraid of clowns. I don't know. It's just it didn't work with me at least in the beginning. When the match started, I do feel like they both really showed out and they did some really good spots there. I definitely feel like Xavier would have definitely made this match a little bit better than Grayson Waller. Nothing against him, he just doesn't have the chemistry with Kofi because obviously they haven't really tagged, and you can definitely see it in certain spots in certain ways that their move sets don't seem to line up as much compared to the other two. It's not a huge deal, but it does definitely take from this like kind of iconic matchup because it's one of the best tag teams of all time versus a AAA team, you really would want to show off both teams really well. So I put this in a solid B. It was mainly what happened after the match. The lights go out, and the Wyatt Sick end up attacking Pagano and Psycho Clown. That's a cool feud. I do think that like this is a decent way to use the Wyatt Sick. I mean, that kind of builds in a storyline for whatever next event they do, or if they want to do it like on a TV show or something else. I think that's kind of a cool idea. I really think that we're really looking at something good if they can consistently, kind of connect the products together in a way that it's entertaining and also just fun. Like this would be a good feud. They both have like dark elements to them, so I think that would be a decent idea. I'm gonna put it up an A. I'm cautiously optimistic. I do feel like the with them both being tag team champs, it's not really necessarily needed. So they could definitely have the Wyatt Sick drop them, and this feud would still work out really well. And you'd have two, separate things going on. But I think they're holding on to those tag team titles for a little bit longer, at least. Then we had a mixed tag team match. I was gonna say title match, but it wasn't for the title. It was Lola Vice and Mr. Iguana versus the Judgment Day, which was Finn Balor and Roxanne Perez. I thought this was actually like a really cool like team up type thing because obviously we never really get to see Finn and Roxanne work together. They're kind of like side stuff, like they work in the same faction but not work as the same team. We definitely had some good spots with the puppet Iguana and the puppet Finn Balor or Demon Finn Balor. I really like that. It's so dorky and dumb, but I'm completely on board. If I had the whatever $100 it is for that puppet, I would buy it in a heartbeat. This that's it's a pretty fun and funny, entertaining thing that they've been doing with that, and I'm completely love the slow motion of the iguana getting launched into the puppet demon outside of the ring. This was definitely a entertaining match. I think honestly the only thing I really had a big gripe on it, like and I won't even like knock it points. It was just I was kind of crazy that Roxanne Perez took the pin. I know Finn Balor probably wasn't going to take the pin, but I'm pretty sure it would have been better to have Lola Vice do it. But I think they're trying to make her look strong for the NXT Championship, which honestly, the more and more that they are highlighting Lola Vice, this might actually be Lola Vice's chance to win it. Like, I think she could beat Jace now. I really wasn't really feeling that that was going to be a possibility, but the more and more that we see that they've been all in on her, I think there's a good shot she's going to win. But this is a solid B. Entertainment value, this was really fun if you just kind of want to watch a match and just laugh, have fun, all that type of stuff. That this is the one to watch. So, yeah. Then we had the Fatal Four Way for the Latin American title. It was the champion versus not Finn Balor, JD McDonough, his partner, Ethan Page, who's now on his second event here, and Dragon Lee. This was a perfect combination. You had three WWE people, so it was going to be a little crazier, but this was the pick. Like they needed to do this. I also forgot to mention on the 8-man tag match, they subbed in Laredo Kid for what is it, the hamburger guy, which I think was a decent idea because Laredo Kid like really had some good spots. But back to the Fatal Four Way, uh, they definitely picked the right guys here. I think all three of the WWE people are just super hungry. Like they really do go out there do matches, and obviously the champion just is phenomenal. I mean, this is his second defense. He had just won it at Triple Mania. Yeah, he did absolutely crazy stuff out there, and the entire match just was the perfect combination of things. I'm gonna put it up an S. I really do think it was probably the best match on the card for like wrestling and spots and everything about it. Obviously, it didn't have like a huge storyline behind it because it was just kind of set up as a triple or a fatal four way, but yeah, if you're gonna watch any match on this card, like if you want to try this product out and you haven't seen Worlds Collide or seen anything from AAA, this is the match to check out on this card. If you're wanting like an actual good match, if you're looking for just entertainment value, I would check out the mixed tag match. It's just both of those, they fit different itches depending on what you want to go for. Then we had the main event for the the big giant championship, Dominic Mysterio versus Vikingo. I really feel bad for Vikingo because he's one of the guys I've known for the longest on the roster. I've seen him do a bunch of crazy stuff on a bunch of different programming, like AEW. I think he was on TNA. Like he's been all around doing crazy stuff, and I think he's one of those people that's universally liked, except in this promotion. They just absolutely hate his guts, and it kind of sucks for the babyface that could not really get over. This match honestly had the almost me towards the end just being really, really just absolutely amazing. It got very clunky at the end with a lot of different stuff. You obviously had the Judgment Day come down. They they said they weren't going to help, but they tried to help. That's fine. Then you had El Grande Americano come down. He tried to help. It didn't really work fully. He did drop the like metal plate to Dom, who then picked up the win. And then afterwards, Rey Mysterio had to put the belt on Dom, which was a very fitting, crazy thing to put in there. I feel like the story was good. It was just like I feel like that ending was just too overbooked. And I know Dom's a heel and he was gonna cheat no matter what, but like I don't think they needed all of that. Like they could have just done one or the other. But El Grande Americano, when he came down, that pop that the crowd gave him is insane. I really never expected that. But this overall, I put into an A. I feel like there could have been a possibility that it could have slid into that S without that overbooked ending. But I think A is solid. It was entertaining. I thought it was a phenomenal idea to give Dominic the title. But I'd probably put this entire show at a solid A. I know it has some matches a little bit lower, but they're actually really not bad matches. They're just solid, good matches to be put on this card. I think B is always like a fan where like if you're on these tier lists, if you're in B or higher, you're good. You like you did your job. A B match is entertaining. It's on the card. You enjoy it. It just might not be a match that you go back to and watch, some or try to show your friends. If your friends like, oh, I really want a good match, can you show me something? Maybe I wouldn't show them those matches, but you wouldn't be missing out if you watched them. But I think overall, this Finn was a really good success. I think we've seen what Triple Mania and the last Worlds Collide, so that's 3 events that they've worked together, and I think they've been all solid. I don't think I would have really rate any of those 3 as being bad events, and that's kind of cool with a partnership like that. So hopefully more to come from here. But until next time, this has been Japan. Bye, guys.